First, we saw that on the Newfoundland and Labrador, we found that the unemployment rate in there is lower for the immigrants landed than the Canadian border, and that's mostly because of the immigrants they are willing to get lower wages and salaries, and they are more motivated to find the jobs. And the opposite is that on Montreal, Quebec, we saw that the ones that born in Canada has the unemployment rate 3 times lower than the immigrants that landed with 5 years or more. So don't go there when you came here because it's too difficult to get a job there. Just kidding. And now, Mark.
Hi guys, I am Mark. I am in charge with the Tableau analysis. But first, before we proceed with the analysis, let me clarify first some terms that might be confusing later with the analysis. Let me define unemployed and unemployed. If you are 15 years old and above and who doesn't have a job, and if you are actively seeking for a job, you are unemployed. Otherwise, you are non-employed. Non-employed are stay-at-home parents and retired workers and students. If you are enrolled as a student, you are not part of the unemployment rate. Specifically, this is the map view of unemployment rate in Canada. You can notice that there are 4 provinces who have the highest unemployment rate. These are the Alberta, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland and Labrador, and New Brunswick. Newfoundland and Labrador, it stands out because it has the highest unemployment rate, 14.7%. In 2020, it shoot up to 18.06 and stable to 16.27 and 14.74 on 2022. These are the 4 provinces with the highest unemployment rate, but we focus on the Newfoundland and Labrador because it has the highest with 14.74. And what are the attributes that affects the unemployment rate in Canada as a whole?
So what's BC?
BC is British Columbia.
No, what's the unemployment rate there?
What's the
BC unemployment rate?
BC unemployment rate?
Yeah.
It's 5.54 compared to Newfoundland and Labrador, which is 14.74.
Okay, good.
This is the unemployment rate by sex and age. You can see there's a difference, that there's a huge gap. The red line is the female and the blue one is the male. You can notice that there are more unemployed men in Canada. In 2020 alone, there are 21.96% that are unemployed, men that are unemployed, and only 6% with women. Let's dig deeper why
women have more opportunity here.
Yeah.
Yeah? That's good.
Yeah.
Good finding.
Let's find the reason why there are more unemployed men than women. We also analyze based on the educational level. There are not much difference, except for if you did not graduate from high school. Women are more comprises the unemployment rate in Canada. And as you go higher, as you go proceed with above bachelor's degree or MBA, it's almost flat. You're most probably employed if you have MBA. And this is the unemployment rate by industries. Above women dominates the services sectors, health and care, and social assistance. While these jobs are more stable, that's why women are, with these jobs, they are most probably stay longer because these are more stable education and healthcare sectors, while men are more drawn to skilled labors that require physical labors like construction, mining, oil and gas. And next is industry.
Hello, and my car is.
What's your name, please?
Asif.
Okay.
My car is crossing the limits, and Mark had me a lot for these things. So as a team, we decided to use Tableau instead of Excel. So because we have a lot of data sets, as we have to look as a whole of Canada. So Tableau automatically recommendates us the number of clusters to demonstrate our data similarities and effects. So although you can see here the attributes we have mentioned in the as we decide to use the data of the unemployment rate, so you can see where the lines are linear and not scattered. So as for the variables, we use the sum of 6 numeric and the provisional numeric, immediate status, education degree, and the number of cluster was divided into 2, and the number of questions 492. And the cluster 1 was cluster 1 would be the males between the province of the New Foundland and the Labrador and Nova Scotia, because the number of unemployment rate was higher in that region, and it was the common similarities among unemployed males have the post-secondary certificate and the diplomas and are very landed in immigrants. So, and the cluster 2 is the females of the province of the Newfoundland and the Nova Scotia and the Labrador. And
So what's the have you used elbow?
yeah, we do use the elbow, and they will.
What tools are you using? What's tool?
We use the Tableau, right?
Yeah.
We use Tableau.
You use Tableau?
Yes.
Okay. But you should show our your elbow graph, right? So right now you have 2 clusters, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Hello everyone, my name is Shalim and I am going to discuss about the 2 classification points, linear regression and time series. Linear regression is the statistical tool which is used to find the one variable depend based on the another variable. Whereas in the linear regression, which we one variable which we use to predict is called dependent variable, and which we used variable is called the independent variable. In the time series, this is the statistical tool which we use to analyze the data for the future prediction based on the previous observation. And as my friend all of the discuss about the employment rate of the Canada till the 2022 years. Now I'm going to discuss about the future prediction of the Canada and Newfoundland Labrador, 2 provinces of the 2030, 2023 and 2024. There are several methods which can be used to analyze and predict the data for predict the future data, such as Excel, Python, and R-square. But for our convenience, we used Excel to use the linear regression and time series. Going further discussion, as you can see on the graph, this is the Canadian unemployment rate for the future prediction of 2023 and 2024. And it's kind of by this graph we can visualize this data. Like Canada's unemployment rate is decreasing by in the upcoming future. Whereas if you just going in the detail with the provinces, the Newfoundland Labrador unemployment rate is increasing. By analyzing the situation, we all are aware about the COVID-19 situation. Still, it's going to affecting some of the businesses right now. Due to this one, people are becoming more health conscious and tends to avoid the physical interaction. Now the people or the many employees just prefer to work from home rather than going to the office. This could be the reason that in the last 2 quarters or the last 2 years, Canada's employment rate is increasing. But now situation got changed. Now for that the new lot of startups are happening and lot of new companies are getting registered. Due to this reason, as per our prediction, Canada's employment rate is going to decrease in the upcoming future. Also, government has decided to lifted the 20 hours working permit for the international student, which is also beneficial for the economy, and they are expected to maintain a stable economy in upcoming future. These all are parameters and above reasons proves our prediction for the Canada's unemployment rate. Thank you. The next part will be discussed by Albert.
Hi everyone, my name is Alvaro, and now I'm going to do the need-based analysis. For this analysis, we use information about characteristics about the people in Canada, about the age, the student status, the gender, and also if they are immigrants or if they are Canadians. So first, we made a frequency and analytical table to know how this data is distributed in all our data. So after this, we use this information to get the following results. These results are based on a probability of the job status of the people based on each of these characteristics I already mentioned. The more important thing here is that we can see, for example, in the case of the probability of being full-time employment being a female, it's higher than the probability of being full-time employment than being a male. So it's more probable that a woman have a full-time employment than a man. Then also in the case of immigrants versus Canadians, the probability of being full-time employment based on Canadian is higher than the probability of being full-time employment based on immigrants. Finally, we use another probability to be more sure about the results. So now we use two characteristics based on the job status. So the more important result here is that the probability of being Canadian and a student based on full-time employment is higher than the probability of being an immigrant and a student based on full-time employment, which means that there is more chances for Canadians to be in a good position of having a job than for an immigrant that is a student.
Let's take time. A while ago, I discussed the reasons, the issues why there are more unemployed in men than women, and we come up with some recommendations to address these issues. One, modernize the education system, encourage students to take up courses that focus more on skilled labors that are in demand on each provinces, especially on Newfoundland and Labrador. And two, provide incentives to landed immigrants who have been laid off because of the nature of the industries we work at, especially in Newfoundland and Labrador. More of the in-demand jobs require physical labor, like in mining, oil and gas, and fisheries. And three, invest in programs that would encourage residents to venture into businesses and provide job alternatives to women who have no means to pursue further studies. Most women that do not graduate high school comprises the higher unemployment rate.
Okay, thumbs up. Okay, thank you. Okay, well, team one. Good job. Yeah. So the problem they try to solve is very significant, right? To study what's, factor impact unemployment. Yeah, and they used tableau to visualize man, woman, age, education, right? Good job. And also used clustering, yeah, to cluster two of this group, right? But I cannot see the elbow graph. That's very pretty, yeah. It's just you need to show you data and you measure to show it. Otherwise, it's no any adjustment, right? And my question for your time series, and you guys tried some work, right? So there is a typical seasonal employment, yeah, the seasonality there. So you used linear regression to fit the line. That's reasonable. So how did you do time series to talk about the seasonality, catch up the seasonality factor?
for the time series, I used Excel, and we have already a data for the past 5 years. And according to the use of data, basically you use the tool for the time series, which is already available in the Excel, right?
Okay.
So by this one,
so use Excel, okay?
Yeah, by using Excel, we just made this graph.
Okay.
And according to this, we just made.
Okay, I will read the report for detail, right?
Yeah.
So what's the conclusion for time series? Which season have high employment? Which season have low employment?
Sir, for the prediction, we did the prediction for the 2023-2024 year. For the Canada and going to the detail in province, we did the conclusion on the Newfoundland province.
Right.
Canada unemployment rate, according to the graph, is now decreasing in the upcoming years.
Well, there's seasonality I'll try to see, right?
Yes.
Yeah. What season there's a highest
For
employment?
the details, so we just put it into report, but we cannot put it just in the slides, that's why.
Okay, so this is a general question, right? The boss ask you, what do you find it? Yeah, what have you found?
Main thing is decreasing in the upcoming years.
Yeah. So you look like a fortune teller. Oh, you can come in. Well, you are employment worker in there. You need data to show it. That's good. You may be right, but you need data, you method to show it. To show it. Yeah. Otherwise, nobody will publish your result without the data, without the method. Yeah. Because no evidence to support your statement. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So one more question from your audience. From Team 1. If ask question, you can 5 marks. Yeah, ask question. Yeah, for Team 1. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. Okay. You first.
Easy question. Easy questions, please. Easy questions, please.
Then the other one.
Yeah, you.
Okay.
You are first.
How did you say you determine your number of clusters?
Number of clusters?
Well, there are two clusters.
Yes.
The one with since we are limited with our data only focuses on unemployment rate. That's why our clusters are just straight line. There are no it's not scattered because of we just focus on unemployment rate. We did not include the other rates like the participation rate, employment rate, or the labor force.
Yeah. You need an elbow algorithm to show it. Yeah. Otherwise, just intuition. Of course, unemployment. What else? Or semi-employment, maybe, right? Some other part-time jobs. Okay. One more question for lady. Yeah. Yeah. Want to be first lady? Yeah.
Easier to be graded. How will you grade yourself? Based on your presentation.
How do we grade ourselves based on presentations?
100 out of 100.
How do we grade ourselves?
Yeah, 100 out of 100. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, Team 1. Now, please go to your customer. Recognize and give Team 1 duration. Okay? Be professional, yeah? Yeah. You cannot inflate you waste time. Yeah, do it, yeah. I'm a very democratic professor, right? Give them duration from your child. Yeah? Yeah. For the next one, the team will do the next one, you should do earlier, yeah? You should not ask any question, yeah? So this way save some time, okay? So team 2 should be faster. Yeah, do the evaluation. When you listen to evaluation, that's fine, yeah? Save some time. So you guys submit your PowerPoint and your final report, yeah? Make sure to do that. Also email to me. You can use Gmail.
Okay.
Even the file too big, right? Gmail can access GUI. Okay? So team 2. Who's team 2? So next time, team 2 should not ask any question because you have no time. Okay? It must do within 50 minutes. So you guys is ready. So who is the team 3? Team 3. So make sure you are very quickly, yeah? You do evaluation, you prepare, yeah? To save some time because you have 7 students. Okay? So all the ladies, yes, ladies. Yeah, you have any? Yeah, okay, good, that's good, yeah. Otherwise, so support you. Okay, it's the team, yeah, to present together. That's very good, yeah. Well, what do you need to do, yeah? You know, support each other. So what do you want to, yeah, you plug there, yeah. Yeah, this one, yeah. Directly. Make sure you need to shape the one, yeah? You are not smart, you don't do it. Because I am locking you next. Class participation. That's you right. That's you right, yeah? That is a very democratic country, right? You can question two prime ministers, yeah? Just do X on his face. Yeah? Okay. So simply, you relate to teamwork. That's good. You get bonus. Everybody get bonus. That's good. Yeah, thank you. Okay, team 2, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Do it. So that's 50 minutes. What's time right now? 5:08. Okay. Do it.
Hello everyone, my name is Kevin Rota. We are team 2.
I am Eduardo.
Now, do you introduce, when you talk, you introduce yourself. This way, I cannot record it. I relate individually, yeah, too. Yes.
So I'm Kevin Rota. So our business problem, we call it bike buyers, okay? So what's the purpose of business analytics? It's important in gathering data, to understand the data that you gather, to use the data to develop models, predict results, to give feedback to the business or person, doing the research, and hopefully to increase business profitability. All right, so in our paper, we looked at a database of about 1,001 customers from different occupational, income, gender, and educational backgrounds, whether they purchased bikes or not. Analysis tools used were Excel and Tableau software to develop prediction models.
So why use data? Not data source. Where did you collect the data?
Why do we call it?
Where?
Where?
Yeah.
Website, it's in the...
We got it from Gaggle website.
Oh, from Gaggle?
Gaggle, yes.
Okay, that's good enough.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
The issue, so the main problem is that we found that about 48.10% of families have purchased or are willing to purchase bikes, while 51.90% of families they did not purchase bikes. So this amount equals an opportunity to pursue more sales and increase profitability. Now I hand over to Eduardo, who will go into data visualization. Sorry, and Darsh, who will do data visualization.
So, hi, my name is Adarsh. We did analysis using Tableau software to categorize how many people have already bought bikes and how many people are left to buy bikes, so that we can create a kind of classification or segmentation. So let's examine the results we got in visualization using Tableau. So the first classification we found was like we did a comparison between people who have already purchased cars and whether they have purchased bikes or not. So what we saw was that there is a lot of people who have purchased cars, have purchased bikes, and there's a whole lot more who haven't purchased bikes in spite of having cars. So if we found this data useful, and if we identify the reasons or the interest behind this orange group who have purchased the bikes, we could utilize that to motivate the remaining people towards buying. So this data will be useful for the marketing team to take up the analysis and do the advertisements. The next classification we found was that there were people who have already brought home and many of them have already brought bikes, but there is a whole lot of people remaining to buy bikes. So this helps in creating a classification for marketing team, which is called behavioral segmentation. Like if we analyze and understand the lifestyle of the people who already have homes, it will help the marketing team to pursue the advertisements to motivate the remaining people who are homeowners to buy the bikes. Next slide, please. The third one which we found was that we did a classification for the different regions like North America, Pacific and the Europe. And we found that we have a huge customer base in North America who can buy the bikes. And as you can see here, in North America, there is a whole lot of people who have not purchased bikes, followed by people in Europe and the Pacific. So this analytic data which we found will be helpful in creating a geographic segmentation and will help the marketing team to pursue the advertisements in these areas. So apart from this, we did more classifications and also this one dashboard and story analysis also. So all our findings have helped in isolating the region-wise and behavioral classification for the remaining people who have the potential to buy the bikes. Next slide, please. So that's all from my side on the Tableau software. Passing the control to Eduardo to speak on K-means clustering. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Eduardo. Then I was in charge of doing the K-means clustering. Just like a reminder, a cluster is data that share similar characteristics within a group. That's the K-means cluster, and we can continue. So I did this technique using Excel stats, and it's very important that when using Excel stats, selecting the data and the tables about bike buyers. Excel only accepts numerical data, just quantitative data. Everything, for example, like the gender, male or female, since that is qualitative data, I use a formula to convert the gender from number 1 or 0. So that helped me to get more data in the K-means cluster. All right, while doing this, I was able to get the information in Excel stats. So, for example, this says single or married, and it says like 0. What is the meaning of 0? For example, 0 it says single, and married says 1, and it gives the previously in the descriptive statistics it gives the mean of how many people is single and how many people is married, etc. And it gives a cluster centroid, which is like the data. It gets like the data, and it says like, are they willing to go and buy bikes? And I set here 1 as they are going to buy a bike, and we have like the characteristics. If they have children, what is their ideal income? If they have a house, everyone have a house here for buy bikes. If they have a car, yeah, and all these 5 clusters, yeah, Excel stats, yeah, gave them to us, and we can take decisions based on this. So you continue with the, yeah, and one more thing.